My name is Brandon Steinbook. I'm the manager here at Walter's. Walter was my grandfather. He started the store in 1952, about a quarter mile down the street from our current location. Downtown was a little more sparse then. A lot of buildings still didn't have electricity at that point in time. We've been here coming up on 75 years next year. The art for both shirts was done by local artist Freako. We used him before for our 70th anniversary when we made up some hats with New Era for it and used some of his graphics for that. And the Walter's Block Party shirt originated with Adidas's suggestion that we put on an event for 404 Day. They did a release with 2 shoes, an Audi Control and a Superstar. And we incorporated their logo onto the storefront shirt and made the Walter's Block Party shirt in anticipation and preparation for a kind of small block party that we threw for that day. The other shirt, the Walter's storefront shirt, is an artist interpretation of our storefront, which is rather unique in downtown nowadays. An all-brick storefront with an awning is very anachronistic in downtown Atlanta for the moment. And we felt like that kind of graphic, something that incorporated the look of the store, really was important when designing a store t-shirt for us. And it was our real first attempt at branching out into clothing that incorporated the Walter's name into it, kind of branding ourselves, so to speak. In the past, we hadn't really done a whole lot. We'd done some shirts about 10, 15 years ago that we did, and they did all right. Weren't particularly impactful or influential. But these 2 shirts had a really great reception. Folks really liked the Walter's Block Party shirt especially. Color scheme was great on that. And the storefront shirt has turned into a great pickup item for people that are visiting or longtime customers who want something emblematic of our store without having to spend a lot of money, or something that really does represent Walter's and that they're familiar with. Again, Freako did a great job making this artwork in his pretty unique characteristic style. And we'll probably look to him in the future as well when making some more graphic tees like these. Well, oddly enough, my wife went to college with Freako at Howard in DC, and when our 70th anniversary came around, and I felt like we needed to kind of brand the store, do something that had our name on it, that was specifically uniquely us. Certainly wanted to find a local Atlanta artist for it, and my wife recommended him, and at the time I wasn't familiar with his work, but after looking at it and seeing the kind of work he did, born and raised here in Atlanta, that really resonated with us. And so we reached out to him, and turns out he'd been a longtime shopper of ours as well. Probably crossed paths with him before and just didn't know who he was. He was excited to come do some art for us, and turned out really well. We put it on some New Era hats, some fitted caps that we did, and some snapbacks, and we sold them all. And so it seemed pretty natural when Adidas came back around for this last 404 Day. I know Freako had worked with them previously for 404 Day last year as well. And so it seemed natural to reach out to him again and see what we could come up with. And we got that storefront graphic from him, and we got the Walt's Block Party graphic from him. And those really were in his own unique style, which is very distinct. They felt meaningful for us. They felt like they fit. We're definitely a local store. And so, you know, going with a local, well-known local Atlanta artist really seemed important for this. And he really did show up for it and made some great art for us. And we particularly appreciated that storefront logo because it allows for some additional creativity and some change when you need to. As you can see, the one we got for the 404 party has the Adidas logo in the window, but obviously we can change that for anything. The design of the store with the red and white awning leaves a lot of room for interpretation for future use. So it seemed like a really great use of design for this shirt. Obviously, we've been in Atlanta since 1952, so a lot of people consider us an institution at this point. And I feel like prior to 404 Day, Freaknik was really the big one-day weekend Atlanta event. In regards to that, we've been right down here in the thick of it for every last one of them. A lot of our older employees remember the gridlock that happened around in downtown, people partying out in the streets, people with camcorders, stuff like that. And we felt like with Adidas really pushing for us to do something for 404 Day, have an event, we felt like it'd be a good chance to give back to the community, to get some community involvement here, And truthfully, it was the first real big event that we've ever done as a store, especially on our premise. In the past, we've done like a cookout at a local park or something like that for our customers. But this one we did right here at the parking lot across the street, and had some food trucks and stuff down here. Greg Street came down for us. And I feel like 404 Day, quintessential Atlanta area code, and we are a very quintessential Atlanta store. Certainly look a lot different on the inside than other retail stores you'll go into. And I feel like we are definitely a down-home local vibe for the area as far as retailers go. It felt kind of natural to do something around 404 Day with the store for the city kind of thing. No, that's not me. Ironically, working at a clothing store like this, where fashion's kind of at the forefront, that's kind of paved the way to not keeping a lot of raggedy clothes around, keeping a lot of faded, old clothes around. Usually donate, give away to friends and family, stuff like that once I'm done with them, especially the shoes. So no particular favorite shirt, though I definitely am partial to our storefront graphic. Of the two shirts, I really do like that one the most. Well, in my opinion, probably the most important parts of an outfit are your shirt, your pants, and your shoes. I can tell you, important part of a shirt for me is definitely going to be the fit. The actual fit is probably the biggest determination when I'm buying a shirt on whether or not I want to get it. Shirts that don't have odd dimensions up top versus the bottom, things with tight shoulders versus a loose hem at the bottom, or a baggy fit. Those are always important. Things that run true to the size they say they are. Oftentimes we find things that are either sized down a little too much. A 2X fits like a 3X, but more often we find things that are labeled 2X, 3X, and 4X often fit a whole size smaller. And so properly fitted shirt and a pair of properly fitted pants probably are the most important parts of the outfit, because that's what people see first and foremost. After that, shoes are going to be the next thing they see. And probably the most important part of the shoes with the outfit, other than that they generally match the vibe that you're going for, is that they be relatively clean, no holes in them, no soles coming off, that kind of thing. And I mean, that's important for your feet as well, obviously. Spend so much time walking around all day, you want to make sure your shoes are a good fit. We don't really have any events coming up, but in the vein of, the storefront logo tee, we're excited to get into branding the store a bit more, creating some more apparel with our art or our logos on it. With our 75th anniversary coming up next year, we'll certainly be looking to do some more stuff along those lines. I'm sure the storefront graphic will make another appearance then too, with the new variation hopefully. But we'll be looking for some other artwork and some other stuff that's meaningful for the event. 3/4 of a century is a pretty long time for any retail business nowadays. And hopefully we'll still be going strong for another 1/4 of a century to make it to that 100 years. So hopefully people can look forward to Walters doing something for 75 years of business in Atlanta. That'll be probably the biggest thing we've got coming up.